Boom. What's good, Kingdom Traders? Is E, and I'm back with another banger. Now today, I'm gonna break down how I made $500 trading NAS today. I don't wanna do no more talking. Let's get into it. So we started with the 15-minute chart. I had this trend right here because I seen it was boom. It came down here, went all the way up to the zone, came down. It didn't quite catch the zone, which I knew, okay, it didn't break this previous high, so it didn't want to continue on up. So I started looking in for sales as soon as I jumped into the market around 7:30ish. So I'm like, all right, boom. So this is the 15-minute chart. I seen it at this trend. Let me delete that real quick. I noticed, okay, it came down. It didn't break a low D sales, but I knew it was liquidity down there that it wanted to target eventually. So I started looking into it for the sale. That was my bias for the day. Now let's drop down to the 5-minute chart. I noticed that right here, okay, it was going down, making higher highs and lower lows. So it was a higher up here. Let me tap it high right here. Because remember, it never came and broke that previous high. So right here, I knew it was at a higher high, at the highest it could go. Then it made a higher low right here. Right here. And I say, okay. So then it made another high. It made a higher low now because it didn't come up to break above this structure here. So this is a higher low. Then now we can move this higher low because why? It broke past this and came down and did a lower low, and then it broke structure. Lower low, then broke structure. Went up again, broke again. So I pay attention to that. Then I seen it was forming this trend line. It didn't break above the trend. And I used 2 lines because it could give you a false breakout, right? It could act like it wanted to go up and then drop back down. So you start with the body of the candlesticks. Like if it looked like this, that's not why, because it done passed this, close, blah blah. So you got to start at the body of it and not let it close above. So I noticed that. And how many touches I got? I wait on 3 touches. So I wait, boom, that's 1 touch right there. There's another touch right here. And then this is another touch right here. Okay? Now, this is a key component to one of my interests, because when you start trading, you will start thinking, well, dang, how do I know when to enter the trade? When I was first starting trading, that was my main question. How do I know when to get in and how do I know when to get out? I'm glad you asked. I knew and seen this supply. Now, shout out to my mentor Doyle. My mentor Doyle Exchange. I know supply and demand because of him. And so I seen this supply for him. So I'm like, okay, this look really good. It didn't break above. I already know it's in the downtrend. It touched my trend line 3 times. So let's write this out. Let's write out why we get in. My confirmations to get in. Number 1, it was a sell trend. Number 2, it did not break above my trend line. Did not break above the trend line. Did not break above trend line. So there we go. Did not break above trend line. Number 3, it hit the supply. Was touched. Supply was touched. So number 1, sell trend did not break above trend line. Supply was struck. 3 lines. Oh, let me go back. 3 touches on trend. Ooh. Supply was touched. And it was a break below the candle. Alright, so let me break this down again. We knew we're sell bias from the beginning. Once we were on the 15-minute chart, we seen it was already dropping down. We noticed a trend line forming. It touched it 3 times and did not break above the trend. So if it would have came and went up here and closed, we wouldn't have wanted that. Like, let me move that. If it would have came up here and closed or came up in here, we would have known that it was going up. We would have been in for buys. Now, we noticed that a supply was made. How was a supply made? We see this candlestick and it made a gap right here. Now this is what a gap looks like, which I can break down in another video. If you want a video about gaps, let me know. But there was a gap right here, so that gave me confirmation that it made a supply, because this candlestick, it has to be a blue candlestick going in it, makes down, going into makes a gap, and it has to come back and touch it. So when it came back and touched the supply, which I put right here, 5-minute supply, I was in looking at it for it to go down. Now, you were wondering, okay, what are these trend lines? We can go back to the 15-minute chart. We see that, boom, it touched this trend line, went up, came back, touched this trend line again, went all the way up. Remember, it didn't close above. Here. So it stopped right here, went down, touched this trend line. I'm like, okay, it looks like it wanted to keep going down. That's 3 touches. Remember, we get 3 touches. And if it closed, we're in for it to go down. If it would have got 3 touches, came up and closed, we would have been in for it to go up. Now let's go back to the 5-minute. Now, like I said, it closed like below the candlestick. I'm in for sales. I'm in right here. Put in my stop loss. I can either have my stop loss right here. They have comfort room just in case it want to look like it want to close and go up. Or I can have my stop loss right here. Now, we haven't got our TP yet. Normally, you could go for a 1-to-1 and be safe. That's cool. But I have an extra confirmation with knowing that if it closes under this, I'm getting in for it to go down. It's going all the way down. So let's see what it did. We got our reasons for why we got in. We knew it was sell. It was at a supply. And it also was under the 200 EMA, which was perfect. Let's see what it do. We'll get our TP once it starts looking like it wants to close and all of that. All right, let's see what it did. So now, boom, we hopping in for sales. Boom. Well, hold on. Let's see. It looked like it wanted to close, but it went back up. Let's see when this next candlestick closed under. Boom. It closed. Now, we could have entered right here. Put this as entry. We could have entered right here. But if you want to just have a little more security, you wait. We patient pips. We catching patient pips. So you got to wait. You might can wait. But we also could enter right here and got our TP from here. But let's see what happens when we wait. another entry. Now this is clear cut. We're going in for the sell. It broke below our trend. We also have right here liquidity, so we could put a zone right here for extra confirmation that if it closes under the zone, we're really in there. So, and depending on how many touches we get, we can also know we're in for the sale. So right now we're up $100. We in on 3 lots. We up $100 right now. Okay. Now we're entering again. Sell at 3 more lots, because really this is the entry that we wanted. That breakout entry. But look at this. We already in early off the 5-minute supply. So we already in a good almost 100 some pips, 30 some pips or so. Let me see. 25, almost 30 pips we up. Now we can get our TP. This is how we get our TP. You go to your things and you put trend, you find trend-based fib extension. You start from the previous high, which is like right here, but I kind of bring it over. You go to where it closed and cross the trend. At the body, not the line, the body, you go back up to the line where it stopped, and you go to the 2.0 or something like that it says. Now, if you want my settings, these are my settings. You can screenshot that. Get my settings. If you want a video on how to get my indicators, I can do that too. Just let me know in the comments. So boom, that's how we did it right there. We got to the 2, now we got our TP. And shout out to NTG. He's not my mentor, but I also trade his strategy as well. I trade a mixture of his and Doyle's to create my money bag strategy. They say you gotta find your strategy, tweak it, add from this, add from that, make it your own. So that's what I did. Now we got our TP. Now we sit and we wait. We're in again. We're in up here. We're in again right here. Now we sit and wait on what it do. Now, it also, since it broke, it could drop down. And I like to call it come back and kiss our trend line goodbye. I like to look at it like, oh, it's gonna come back and give it a kiss goodbye, a hug goodbye once it left. So we can notice to see if it want to come out, act like it want to touch, and then drop back down. And that's waiting for the retracement. That's called retracement. All right, let's see what it do. Okay, so around this time when you seen that big spike, it was 8:30 news. 8:30 news. To find news, you go on Forex Factory, and then you look up news, and then that's how you go to USD news or whatever pairs you're trading, GBP, USD, whatever news like that. You see if there's news coming out, you correlate the time with whatever your time zone is, and that's how you know if it's going to be a big spike, like how it just was right there. So now it looked like it's coming back to tell our trend line goodbye, kiss it goodbye. It's giving it that kiss goodbye. Why? How I know? Because it's wicking. The long skinny lines, those called wicks. So it's wicking off the line, which is like indecisive. We don't know if it want to buy, drop, sell. So it was wicking it, and it kept going down. So that's how we knew we're really in for it to go down. Boom, look at that. Then that's also a liquidity. That looked like a liquidity grab. What a liquidity grab is when it's dropped lower, and then it look like it want to go up. Now that's something to be aware about, because that could be a fake out. Now, if it would have dropped below, closed under here, I would have been looking in to get in for buys. But it wicked it, came back up. We got to wait on it to close above our trend line, and then really close above that trend line, and then we would have known it was in for the buy. Let's see what it do. Dropping. It wicked it again. It didn't close above again. It wicked it again. We in for it to go down. Down. Look at this. Boom. super smacked TP. I mean backhanded TP. We up $635 off 2 entries. And we was in. This really is our main entry off the breakout, but we was in earlier. Why? Because we had the supply. Hit TP1, it smacked it. Now, if you want to look at TP2s, TP3s, extra charges where you know it's really going to go down to, you go back to our trend extension, get your TP again, just like how we had it at 2 right here. Just like we had it at 2.0, just a regular 2, you could have dropped it down and hit it to that 2.6. That's our TP2. Grab that, put that right there. That's TP2. If you want to still wait longer, okay, I'm feeling like this really going down. TP3, 3.5. I say at max TP3. I say at max, I'm looking at TP3, then I'm looking at reversals. I'm looking at reversals after that, because now that's just being greedy. We up $635. $635. Now it look like it want to go up in reverse. Now let's see if you would have held it past TP3 and been greedy. Now it's reversing. Now it's reversing. Now it's reversing. And now this currently where we are. So yeah, this was just a breakdown of my trades, how I caught my $500 today out of NAS, trading it. Again, I knew it was sell trend because it was going down from the 15-minute. It was, and this is what we call the day before. Look at this. Look at this. We caught this the day before. This was a fake out. Going in, went down, came to this zone, crossed this one, and this how we knew we was in for sales today. So if you want me to go over that trade, I can as well on another video. But this was me currently. Today is April 18th, Thursday, 2024. And yeah, this how I got $500 out of NAS today. Again, we knew we was in for the downtrends. We had this trend. We got 3 touches. It did not break above. It had a supply right here. Again, shout out to Doyle. It went up, touched this line, dropped down. Touched the supply, dropped down. We were in right here. We were in right here at this break of the candle. Like somewhere up in here, the break of the candle right here, that's what we got in. And you also could get in aggressive. Now, I don't recommend getting in aggressive, but you could have seen it was wicking, boom, boom, boom. Been in aggressive, that's a couple extra more pips. Could have been in right here. Knew it tap, whatever, but to be safe, we wait for that candle break, put our stop loss either right here above this stop or right below the previous high. I like to go right here because I just like the extra security. We were under the 200 EMA, which was my white line. No closes above. And for it to go down, we waited on that break. Oh, and then we also had this trend, which, let me go back. We had this trend right here. I was waiting on it to close under. If it closed under, I knew for sure it was dropping down. Touched it 3 times, closed under. Right, we in. That's where our entry is. That's where our entry is at the break. We putting our entry at the break right here. So really, if we wouldn't have been in with those extra pips, this what we would have been in right here. Putting our stop loss above there. But look how many pips we was already in, knowing it was finna go down. Knowing it was about to go down. So, yep, we got our TP again. Let me exit out of that to show you. Go to trend-based fib extension. Go from the previous high right here. Like, let's say I move this supply out the way, move this out the way. Right? We'll go to our trend-based fib extension. Go to this previous high. Bring it down. Go to where the break is. Go back up. We're in at the 2, waiting for it to hit the 2. And again, I said you can do TP1. That's just our TP1. TP2 is right here. And then TP3 down here. TP3 down there. So clearly it surpassed them. It smacked them. It smacked them. We replay it again. It smacked it, bro. It smacked it. So that concludes this video. Stay prayed up, everybody. Stay blessed. Keep God first. And yeah, we patient pips. We kingdom traders. One thing about it, we doing this for the Lord's kingdom, and we gonna get it done. So keep believing, keep dreaming. I'm out.